I'm Franca Lanyon, and most people know me as Divina Franca Lanyon. My role in the mystery school, well, I have many roles. I have many roles that I work on and work through and work with. And if we take it from Modern Mystery School HQ, so our headquarters that we have in Toronto, Canada, my role there is to oversee operations. And yes, even though the location and the headquarters is in Canada, we operate and work with all of the Western world. So all of North America and bits and pieces of South America as well. And my role really is to overlook all of that, overlook just the system, the structure that we put together, all of the events that we have and programmed, especially the ones in Canada. And basically, I work also with the alchemy lab that we have on premise. It is the lab that we have and the first lab that we opened up in North America. And that is where I make a lot of the products through all the teachings and the knowledge that I've received in the alchemy teachings with founder Goodney. But my role consists of many things. And yes, I oversee things. And yes, I oversee the structure of things and how we operate. How do we work with students? How do we work with teachers? But I also teach. And I'm also an international instructor. I've been with the Modern Mystery School a long time. And what does that long time mean? Right now, I think about 15 years. And yes, myself and my husband started the headquarters in Canada in 2007, but we entered into the school prior to that, receiving trainings and initiations, but we opened up the headquarters in 2007. And ever since, that's where I've been. Okay, well, in the Modern Mystery School and over the time and over all the years that I've been with it and operating from a certain kind of level, the Third Order was initiated in 2000, I believe, in 17. And at the same time, also the Council of 12 came along at that time. And the Third Order, it is the three lineage holders in our school. And they are the key holders of our teachings and the key holders of our tradition, our lineage as an overall. And how are they the three key holders and why? And that comes from all of their knowledge and all of their training of years and years that they have under their belts. And once they were initiated, and once the Third Order was initiated, also the Council of 12 women were initiated. And the 12 women we work alongside with the Third Order. And we are the ones that create structure, and we come together to work together, brainstorm together. And we as the women, we kind of take the ideas of the Third Order, the ideas that they have, what needs to be done with our institute, with our mission, with the things that we want to do for the world. And we are, let's say, almost something like we execute it. The 12 Council of Women, we execute it. We work with the Third Order, bring the ideas together to create what we think is best as a whole together. Yes, and we're made up of, all different backgrounds. And it does at times change. It can change. The group of 12 can change through the years to allow other women to come into the mix of that, let's call it leadership position as well. But yes, we make a lot of decisions and we create a lot of structures of what we think will help and work. So as a whole, with the council, with the Third Order, as a whole, the school, our mission is world peace. And for us, the Council of 12, we are there to help get there, to help bring things along for everyone, along with the Third Order, so we can fulfill that mission. World peace. It's, there is so much to it. There is so much to world peace. Should we have hope? Why do we have hope? Is it something that we can touch? Is it something that we should have? Is it a pipe dream? I don't know. Is it a pipe dream? We need to have hope. We need to have something that we are working towards. We need to have dreams in life to work towards something, to aspire to be something, someone. And what does world peace look like? Kindness. So humans getting along with other humans. Do we have that in our world today? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if us humans get along with each other. And it's not so much of getting along. It's about acceptance. And when we have that acceptance, we can have peace in the world, and we can have peace within ourselves. And we don't have to have war. We don't have to fight each other for different belief systems. We don't have to have hatred. We don't have to harm each other. It's just having peace. In mystery school, our teachings, our knowledge, our teachings, the mystery school's role in this is to empower people. This is what the modern mystery school is about. Modern mystery school is about empowerment, empowering people to be the better version of yourself, to have responsibility. Yes, we can all have issues. We can all come from different backgrounds. We can all have different traumatic experiences in our life. But the modern mystery school gives us the tools to empower us, to heal. And what they give us is the awareness of light that we can bring within ourselves and bring into the world. And working in the light and for the light can move us towards world peace. And why? Why? It's because the more we work on ourselves and become the better version of ourselves, lifting ourselves up to the greater potential, then we can bring world peace into the world and also bring it into the consciousness of others. Magic. What is magic? It's taking nothing and turning it into something else. That is the most simplified way of saying this is what magic is. However, over time, people have looked at magic as something that is not of positivity. But for us in the modern mystery school, magic for us is of the light, and it is of something of positivity. And magic, we can look at it, yes, let's put herbs together. Let's work on a ritual. Yes, we can say, okay, well, that's magic and that's kind of weird, but it's not just that. It's about magic within our life. It's about the magic of what can we manifest in our life through the tools that we learn at the Modern Mystery School. What do those tools do? How do we work it? How can we turn the things in our life that we want from one vibration to another and really heightening it? And that's what I mean by also living our greatest potential, is bringing that magic into our life. But magic is all of what we do. All of what we do and all of the teachings that we receive, and the knowledge, and how do we use it, and how do we incorporate it? How do we live it? What makes us different? I for myself, I would like to say it's the lineage. It's the tradition. And what does that lineage give us, and what does that tradition gives us? It teaches us responsibility. And it tells us, and it gives us the opportunities for us to work on things, really work at what we want to become as individuals, right? And again, that's about that, reaching that greater potential, reaching that better version of yourself. And when we bring in tradition and when we bring in lineage, that does make us different. It is like that grandma's cookbook or the great-grandmother's cookbook. She handed it down to her granddaughter and then so on and so forth. That great-grandmother's cookbook is different from the cookbook that you buy in a store. there's a difference. There's a different vibration. There's a different meaning to it. There's a different feel to it. It has experience and it has tradition and it has those memories, and that loyalty and that respect and that honoring. And that is very much the same as lineage and tradition. Our lineage and tradition, we've had it now for over 3,000 of years. And how are the teachings, how do we do our teachings in our lineage? It is passed on from teacher to student. It is handed down from teacher to student, and so on and so forth. It is that handing down. It is that initiation. And that's, I believe, what separates us, or what not so much separates, it's what makes us different, right? Makes us different compared to other things that are out there. Yes, very different from religion. Even though our empowerments and our knowledge and our teachings, we do believe in God. We believe in many gods, but we also accept all walks of life and all belief systems. Well, everybody, when we talk about God, we all have the God that we believe in. We are gods ourselves. Yeah, if we go by that saying that we are God's children, then that means that we're gods as well. And yes, we believe in other belief systems, and we have freedom, and that freedom comes with structure. And we have acceptance because God accepts all. And yes, this is why it can be weird. Well, if you believe in God, but this person over here has a different belief system, how can that be? How can you work with that? Well, I had an upbringing of Catholicism. My family is Catholic. But yet here I am in a world of having belief systems in many gods, in many ways of understanding and having the knowledge of many different ways of how the universe operates, right? Through that divine being, whoever that divine being is to you or to me or to any of us. Our lineage is about alchemy. It is, let's say, the centerpiece of all things. Without it, we can't have our teachings. Without alchemy, we cannot have our teachings. Because very much like the old ancient chemist in his lab working on different potions or whatnot, or elixirs, as an alchemist would do, he would work on the elixir of life. Our teachings bring us through the same steps of what that alchemist does with that elixir of life. And alchemy, a lot of people says, well, it's turning that nothing into something. It is, but it really isn't that. It is about taking what already exists and taking it into a higher vibration, lifting it up and going through the process of filtration, purification, separation, understanding the duality of it. That is alchemy. It's taking what already exists and heightening it to that higher vibration. And it's about heightening your vibration. And all of us, that's how we implement alchemy into our daily life. And this is why our teachings has that alchemical process all the time. It's because those teachings, that knowledge that is handed down to us, passed down to us through that initiation, it is taking us and elevating us. And each time we do that, we're elevating ourselves higher and higher. Yes, I'm a mom. And it's, it's a role it doesn't come with a script. It truly doesn't. But I think what is so great about it is that the more mom or even dad, the parents, the adult, in the child's life, the more they know who they are, the better they can support their child and understand their child. So yes, this is a role that doesn't come with a script. And yes, we make mistakes and we try to do our best. And sometimes we think we're doing great when we're really not, right? But I think I would love for everyone, all humans, to have the teachings of the modern mystery school and the teachings of our hermetic path. And that is another thing. That is another part that I wanted to put in there. We go by a hermetic path system, and that is different from the other belief systems that are out there. And because of having this hermetic path and the hermetic teachings and the hermetic knowledge, it really truly helps parents. It really truly helps. And what I found as a mother, what really helped me in understanding my son and who he is potentially. It teaches you to see things differently in life. And it helps you and it gives you the tools to give you a deeper understanding of who you are. And when you have that, the programming that we have all grown up with begins to dissipate. And we begin to understand that it was only programming and it wasn't necessarily so much of who we truly are. And when the hermetic teachings come in, it helps you and it helps elevate you to understanding who you are. The more we know who we are. So as coming from a perspective of a mother, the more I know who I am, then that will help me to better support my son for who he is and to support him to live his life purpose. You don't so much sacrifice that you're a human being, but we have to remind ourselves, yes, that we are human beings. And yes, we are here and we will make mistakes. Yet we're human. We're here for the human experience. That's what we're here for the human experience. And if you say sacrifice, perhaps sacrificing what is accepted and known in society, accepting that, having that sacrifice of being different, sacrificing that we're not going to play into the programming of society, that is maybe the sacrifice. But again, to me, I don't call that sacrifice. I call that a blessing that I have the knowledge to change that and to have the awareness to change it and take responsibility and work my life differently. I love being on the Council of 12. Absolutely. It's super empowering. It's super empowering to just be there and be involved and being part of creating together as a group of women and brainstorming and bringing things out to other humans, bringing things out to the world to better the world. And I think that's pretty good. And it's wonderful to be a part of. And I have huge gratitude of being on the Council of 12. And it is a great blessing. Is it easy? Is it not? Is it hard? Well, there's so many pieces to it. Yes, our path it's not meant to be easy, actually. It is not easy because when we are there working on ourselves, I mean, there's so many things that come up that we have to deal with that other people choose maybe to not deal with. And I think it's harder to deal with it than sweeping it under the rug. And being on the Council of 12 and working on so many things and being a part of it, our job is not to show the world that it's hard. We want to show the world that there's opportunity and not just for ourselves, but to other women, to empower them, to give them something to perhaps have a goal, an inspiration to become something, an archetype. And archetypes are very important to have in our lives, either on the council or not on the council. That has nothing to do with the council. It just has to do with us as human beings. We need to have dreams. We need to have an archetype that we look up to so we are inspired, so we can have that inspiration, a direction to go into. Well, if they came to the door and knocked on the door and say, "Hi, I'm looking for something," I'll say, "Welcome." And then I'll just start asking them questions, because this is asking anyone questions is helping you connect with any one person, helping you understand who are they, where are they coming from, without any judgment. But I definitely would tell them, if they want to change their life, if they want to heal, and ultimately if they want to be empowered, they're in the right place. But the one thing that I would love for is the world to have more kindness. And I think having that empowerment and knowing who you are and having that mission on world peace, I think let's just have more kindness, compassion, and love for one another. Yes, as a child, and I think I could probably relate to many people, and also children, if children were to see this, to really consider this, because as a child, I always knew there was something more. I was the child that would lay down at night and look at my ceiling, and I would imagine that I'm looking at the sky and the stars. And I did ask myself many times, and I know all humans at least once said, why am I here? And I asked myself often, and I just had this feeling that there was just more than just me being here. There was more to it all. So later on, fast forwarding, later on in my adult years, I was going through different changes in my life and just different situation, and with relationships and work and career. And what I did was I started to seek. And at the time, I didn't even know what I was seeking. I was just wanting to seek something that was different, that would help me answer the question of who am I? And it kind of happened organically. I kind of just ended up, it was almost like the divine came in and brought me into this place of, okay, well, this is what you were looking for. Perhaps it doesn't look like in the way that you imagined it or visioned it, but you are here. And these are our teachings. And truthfully, when I first started with the teachings, it's like I really didn't understand. And then after a while, I did. And that's when I knew you have this feeling deep down inside your core and say, I'm in the right place. I am in the right place. And then you start to notice all the changes within yourself. I started to notice all the changes within myself. The way I looked, the way I felt, the way I moved, the way I spoke, what I believed in, the way I interacted with others around me. So, and that's how I knew I'm in the right place. Structure is important. It's so, especially in our modern times now. When I came to the school, yes, we did have manuals and handouts, and yes, but what we did is we elevated it a little bit more. We brought a little bit more of what people wanted to see, what people felt very comfortable with. And yes, we designed manuals and signage, and we gave the school a path of progression, telling people and showing people, this is where you begin, this is where you go, this is where you can potentially get to. So we wanted to do that so everybody understood that this is not just like a fly-by-night class that you do. We are here with purpose. We are here to give you structure, your life structure, because empowerment, to have freedom, to be expressive, we all need to have a structure to it. We need to have structure to all of that so it can be effective and it can give us the fruits and it allows us to manifest the things we want to manifest. And ultimately to support each and every single person that come through the doors. So yes, we tackled a lot. We tackled a lot, did a lot. Some things worked, some things didn't work. And we shifted and progressed and made it better. So yeah, there was a lot of work that went into creating a system to help every single person that walked through that door.
Did you expect to get that job? I could just imagine.
I didn't look at it as a job. And I don't look at what I do as a job. I look at it as a mission. And I look at it as my passion. And I live it every day. And did I always want to help humans? Yes. Did I always want to bring light into the world? Yes. Did I see it like this? No. That I did not. And I think if I actually had seen it beforehand, I'm not sure if I would have gotten as far as I have. Because as humans, we just want to control things in our own way, right? Thinking that we know better, when truthfully, our higher self knows better. What is it that I see? I see their potential. When a person comes in and walks in, I look at them and I see their potential. And regardless of what background they come from, regardless of what traumas they've had in their life or hurts, regardless of what they are thinking they are seeking, whatever it may be, I see their potential. And sometimes that is difficult because they often do not see the potential within themselves. And the potential is the greatest, it's the greatest, how can I explain it? It is the one big thing that I do see when I first see them.
And see them start to fulfill it.
Yes. And this is how we can begin to guide them and support them and help them realize that there is a potential and that they do serve a purpose here on earth.